guest in this segment is the president of Shepherd University, Dr. Mary C. Hendrix. Good morning, Dr. Hendrix. How are you this morning?
Oh, good. Good morning to all of you. It's so nice to be able to join you this morning.
Good morning, Madam President. Did you go out and build a snowman this morning?
Oh, I wanted to, Admiral Stubblefield, but I was a little pressed for time.
That'd be a tiny snowman.
not the way that Mary works.
That was the politest way I've ever heard of somebody backhanding you across the head for a ridiculous question, Bill. I appreciate your tact, Dr. Hendrix.
No, Madam President is on top of all these questions and answers.
Yeah. Hey, I wanted to ask you, we're going to get into the $30 million in a second, but I saw recently a press release that you've come to an agreement with Berkeley County Schools on a blanket admission program with certain qualifications. Dr. Hendrix, can you give us some information on that?
Oh, we are so excited about this. So the opportunity to meet Dr. Sachs, the new Berkeley County Superintendent, we had a wonderful meeting, and we talked about ways in which we could kind of expedite having students come into Shepherd University. And one way we decided was to have an automatic enrollment. And what that means is that we now have a memorandum of understanding for any student who graduates from Berkeley County High School who has a 2.5 GPA or higher automatically can enroll at Shepherd. So what does this mean for the student? This means they don't have to complete an application. They don't have to write an essay. They don't have to pay fees, because really that can be a barrier for many students. And we are just hoping, with more than 1,000 students in Berkeley County who are eligible right now, maybe we could just pick them all up and bring them over to Shepherd. Again, very exciting. And I think this is going to be the model for how we're going to be able to connect with Jefferson County and hopefully Morgan County. Berkeley County was first.
That's great news. And as Shepherd has done a great job of keeping costs down compared to many universities around the country, it provides an affordable option for great education, Dr. Hendrix.
Well, yes, and I really appreciate your pointing that out. You know, all of us try to think about the impact of an education on the pocketbook of the student and their parents and support groups. Absolutely.
President Hendrix, you brought a lot of things to the community and Shepherd in particular, Shepherd University in particular. But one of the things you brought is your willingness and anxiousness to develop partnerships. And one of the groups that you've reached out to is Blue Ridge Community and Technical College. Would you discuss that quickly?
Oh, I sure will. And Admiral, I just want to say this. We are so fortunate to have President Pete Chekovich leading Blue Ridge. It has been a real privilege for me to get to know him and to be able to work with him, because he's really shown me the ropes, so to speak. He gives me a lot of great history of the politics in the area. And so when we just think about the collaborations that we've been able to forge, right now we're working with Blue Ridge on aviation management. So Shepherd brings a certain level of expertise to this collaboration. Blue Ridge brings another level of expertise. We put them together, and we're really going to make a difference in the types of students we can graduate that will go straight into the aviation industry. We are focused now on being able to conduct briefings with our legislatures and doing it together. So legislators in the area, new ones that we currently have that are continuing, for Blue Ridge and Shepherd to come to the table together to talk about our mutual needs and how we can work better together for the Eastern Panhandle. This is going to be a great big positive, I think, initiative going forward. We have many academic transfer agreements in place with Blue Ridge. And what this does is, for students who are taking their first 2 years of education at Blue Ridge, we then have an easier way for them to transfer to Shepherd, should they wish to do so, with a curriculum, making sure it aligns properly. and that expedites that transfer into a 4-year school. And then, most recently, we have been collaborating on different grant proposals that we might be able to work on together. But I would say the biggest announcement that I'm sure you've heard about is the collaboration between Blue Ridge, Shepherd, and St. Joseph's. And so that particular collaboration is now leading to St. Joseph's being able to restart their high school. Now, remember, they have not had a high school in more than 50 years. So now with this collaboration for curriculum, St. Joe's will bring back 9th and 10th graders onto their campus starting in the fall. And what we've all been collaborating about for the last several months is that we are helping St. Joe's develop a college-level curriculum that will allow their students to begin to take high-level courses, so participate in hands-on career training, which Blue Ridge is expert at, and explore creative pursuits as high school students so they can graduate from St. Joe's with high school diplomas as well as an associate's degree, and that will constitute the first 2 years of college that they've completed by the time they complete high school. And that would be transferable to any 4-year college they wish to attend. Now, this wouldn't be possible without Blue Ridge and Shepherd working together with St. Joe's.
That's great news.
Yeah.
Great stuff.
And also with Blue Ridge, you've been doing it with community advocacy through the Institute, getting degree credit for community involvement.
Oh, yes, absolutely. And so Pete and I keep each other informed about different initiatives. And again, it has been such a fruitful and pleasant, delightful collaboration. It really has. And I just have to say, one of the benefits that we've experienced is that when we go to Blue Ridge, because Pete is such an extraordinary host, we benefit from sampling the most incredible gourmet meals and treats you could ever imagine.
Oh, Chef Stephen Weiss, when he is a guest on the program, never comes empty-handed, Dr. Hendrix.
Nor should he.
Nor should he. So, before we run out of time here, you received $30 million from the governor's office for investing in new and current facilities to support students. Can you tell us what the money will be used for primarily, Dr. Hendrix?
Yes, I'd be glad to. And I want to start out by saying thank you. A big thank you to Governor Jim Justice, Senate President Craig Blair, House Speaker Roger Hanshaw, and Treasurer Riley Moore, who worked with the Shepherd University representatives to secure this critical funding, but also our delegates from the local area, Eric Householder, Paul Espinosa, Senator Patricia Rucker, and Jason Barrett. Their support was critical. And what we're going to use this funding for is to be able to build a multi-purpose building on the west side of our campus. This building will house a new dining facility, in addition to offices and meeting rooms for Shepherd Athletics Department, treatment facilities for our student athletes, a state-of-the-art weight room, and additional locker rooms. Now, in addition to all this funding will help us with upgrades and renovations for 3 residential halls, as well as resurfacing and installing new fencing around 2 very large intramural fields. This is a transformational gift for us. I just want to go on the record as saying that, and we are so grateful.
What is in the current lot where this new building will be constructed?
So on the West Campus area, it would be near the H lot. And I also want to say that one of the additional construction projects will be a maintenance facility for consolidating and storing equipment. So if you're familiar with our West Campus, there's some older looking buildings. Some people have referred to as shacks, right? So kind of holding the seams together with some equipment in each of them, and we'll be able to tear those down this winter and then erect. The first project will be this brand new facilities building. Now, the facilities building will go into what we call a lay-down area. So if you come onto West Campus Drive from Shepherd Grade Road, you'll pass by a very large fenced-in area where you'll see some equipment and some old supplies stored there. Sometimes you see a lot of mulch kind of piled up and some wood. So all that will be reorganized and a brand new facility go there, and all these little shacks on West Campus demolished to make more room. That would be nice. And then lead to the construction of this new multi-purpose building, the dining hall.
These are grants, not loans, correct?
That is correct. And I just want to say this is the second time that Governor Justice and the legislators have made available funding for a unique facility on this campus. The first time they did it was a few years ago. They gave us $500,000 for the photobiomodulation PBM facility on our campus that we have been using as part of the wellness center for individuals. This helps people who have pain and pain management issues. It helps with opioid use disorder for individuals. This PBM facility that Governor Justice made available has helped hundreds and hundreds of individuals.
Mr. Gilstrap.
Yeah, congratulations on all of that, and good morning. I want to go back to the Berkeley County schools and sort of automatic admission. Maybe I'm misunderstanding, but this seems to be a logistical nightmare. If Shepherd University is automatically the safety school, so the guaranteed college for 1,000 people, how do you ever know how many students you're going to have? There are no fees paid. There are no applications made. They just show up. How do you know how many people you're going to have coming?
So a problem that we'd love to have. I just want to say that. So they would not. The students do not have to complete the entire Shepherd application. Of course, they're going to have some kind of a portal entry for this is the name of the student, here's the information we need to register. Of course, they have to automatically come into our system, but there will be, I don't want to say paperwork, but there will be entries, electronic entries that will be made. I will tell you early on that Shepherd has a very good idea of how many students we're going to have from semester to semester. So this will not be a problem for us going forward. Until the last minute for when classes start, you never know if students are going to stay even after they have applied, and then how long they're going to stay. So there's some kind of a transience to this process. But I think having students be able to electronically enter just a really short form is going to expedite their entry and also show them that there's a local area school that wants them and is going to help them.
Well, I would tell you, since I'm a recent transplant, the last 3 years or so, and since I've moved here, many of my neighbors went to Shepherd, and they're still in the area. And I have to say, I have never met a more loyal alumni group than those that have attended Shepherd. It's I was going to say it was a cult, and I don't mean that in a negative way at all. So whatever y'all are doing there, it's really good. It's people are Shepherd graduates forever. They come back for all the games and
have you been to a home game on a Saturday?
I have not.
It's one of the best experiences on a Saturday you can have.
Well, as you know, sports ball is my life. So,
but you don't have to be a football fan to enjoy the experience.
Okay,
it's
not a long drive for you.
That is not a long drive for me. But congratulations on the people. Shepherd grads are Shepherd grads for life.
Yeah. Well, I think Admiral Stubblefield could tell you how exciting it is to be in a homecoming parade for Shepherd University.
That's true.
Let me speak to that very quickly. I'm going to. President Hendrix invited Bonnie and I to participate and ride with her in the homecoming parade and the convertible, vintage car. But we were there a few minutes early and walking on campus, and the students were preparing the floats to go through the parade. Mary went up and spoke to every one of the students. She knew many of them by name. Obviously, they all knew her. But I found it to be very heartwarming, if you will, that a president of a university would take the time to greet and encourage each one of the students like she did. So my hat's off to you, Mary. And that was just one example. I've seen many, many other examples of where you've done the same thing. So you are truly a hands-on president to the students.
Oh, well, Admiral, we really do appreciate that. And, I was so proud to be able to introduce you and Bonnie to the students, because the Stubblefield Institute has really brought initiatives to Shepherd, recognition in so many different areas and for so many of our students. This is where our debate students go. This is where our student leaders go. You have given them opportunities they never, ever would have had. And for our local legislators, the Stubblefield Institute, being able to go there and debate and express their views and difference of opinions, that is the place to go now. So thank you.
You have a new provost coming in. Will you speak to that gentleman?
Oh, yes, I'd be happy to. Dr. Jack DeRocky is joining us from Winthrop University, and this is in South Carolina. And he'll join us in the middle of February, full-time. In the meantime, we're bringing him up to speed every week. Not telling him too much. We want him to be so excited when he hits the ground running. So we don't want to share too many problems up front. They're not problems. They're just academic challenges that we all face. And he is going to be perfectly capable of dealing with them. He has a great background in English, but also he started out in the banking business, which is so interesting. And so he does bring that level of financial acumen that'll really be a positive force for us. He has a background in enrollment management, background in fundraising, and he and his wife, Jennifer, just fell in love with the Eastern Panhandle. So, again, really, really looking forward to having him join us. The students are looking forward to it. And Admiral, one of the first things that Dr. DeRocky did when he was looking at the job here, he came a day early, and he went across our campus and asked our students, why are you here at Shepherd? What do you love most about Shepherd? And then he went downtown and talked to the merchants. So this is an individual who has done his homework, who's really, really looking forward to joining us.
Dr. Mary Hendrix, our guest here on the program, president of Shepherd University. We've got about 3 minutes left. And you mentioned students, and we're in a different time now when a significant portion of your student population would be student athletes. And the transfer portal and endorsement money and such has made it a little bit different at the major colleges out there that have a lot of money to throw around. Has it changed things at Shepherd University, Dr. Hendrix?
I would say that the portal, and I don't want to be negative, but it has presented a challenge for us. because, of course, we have student athletes who may want more playing time, who may want to be able to play in a D1 school. We are D2. So we do see these students entering the portal. By the same token, we have benefited at Shepherd from students from D1 schools who will apply to Shepherd to be able to have a little bit more playing time. And let's be honest, the legend and the reputation that Tyson Bagent has given us nationwide for Shepherd University, athletes have really paid attention to that. And so they feel that if they come to Shepherd, they get playing time, they're going to be noticed by the scouts. So it goes both ways. Of course, we're not paying our student athletes, and I want to go on record as saying I don't think we should be.
How many
So that's where we are.
how many scholarships can you offer, Mary?
For what sport?
For football, for example.
For football, so we have a roster of about 120 right now, and we will be lucky if we are able to offer some kind of scholarship to at least half of those students. And they can range from small to large scholarships. You know, qualifying for those scholarships is important.
Dr. Hendrix, we're just about out of time. I want to thank you very much for yours. It was great to have you on the program today. 30 seconds. Any final thoughts about Shepherd?
Oh, my gosh. I will just say, going into this holiday season, we are so proud of our students, faculty, and staff, and how hard everyone has worked to get us to this point. And I really appreciate the invitation to come on the station. And Admiral, if you'd like to invite me again, I'd be happy to do so in the first part of the year.
Mary, you know you have a standing invitation. We always love to talk to you. Or
Thank
visit
you,
with
sir.
you.
Thank you, Dr. Hendrix.
Thank you to all of you. Thank you.
Have a great day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.